What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video we are checking out Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa. I'm so excited for this album. Dua Lipa is one of those artists that consistently delivers absolute pop bangers, and I love that for her. I love that we are in a time when pop music does not have one specific sound. I like that so many artists try so many different sounds throughout the genre, and all of them gain popularity in their own way. So I have a feeling that we are going to have such a just like dance moment throughout this album, and I can't wait. Now, before we get into today's video, I just want to plug my Patreon. This video is up as a full uncut album listening party. It's already available if you guys want to go check it out. The YouTube version is chopped up for pacing and copyright and things like that, but if you're interested in the full video, links in the description. Thank you so much to everyone who supports me over there. There's over like 115 album listening parties, so definitely check that out. But I'm so excited to dive into this. The only 3 tracks we're not going to do, and that's only because I've done full videos to them already, is Houdini, Training Season, and Illusion. With Illusion being, I think, my favorite right now. I've had a lot of fun with that track, and I'm hoping that this album keeps that same kind of pace, as I feel like it will. I feel like this is going to be sort of like a dance pop moment, because that is just something that I love from Dua Lipa. So I'm excited to dive into this. The first track we're getting into is End of an Era. Oh, that bass.
1, 2, 3.
What's it about a case that makes it feel like they hopelessly romantic?
She has such a good voice for this style. I love that 70s influence pulling up that sort of like funky, groovy kind of sound, especially with those bass riffs, and hearing Dua Lipa's vocals over that just sounds so fucking cool.
And you say, hey, it's your name. Come with me. 'Cause when I feel like
Dude,
we're gonna be together.
this is exactly what I was expecting to get from this. I thought that we were going to have this like dance moment, because you can tell that the song is building up this whole time, especially, you know, it really does come down to like doo-doo, boom, doo-doo. Like having those bass riffs and having Dua just kind of like pull us in with those vocals. You know it's going to drop into this dance moment.
Wanna be together.
Woo!
This could be the end of an era. Forever.
Oh,
No.
I like that Radical Optimism is starting out right away. It seems like Dua is willing to kind of follow this person into this relationship, not knowing where it's going to go, but just trying to be hopeful about it, trying to be optimistic, because you really don't know when the next relationship that you have is going to be the one that you have forever. I mean, we're always like one decision away from that next big thing in our life. So I like that right off the bat, first track, already getting that Radical Optimism. You guys know as Positive Steven, I fucking love that.
You're not my type. And I say, hey, what's your name? Come with us, pleasure.
You always know the fucking chorus is gonna be so good.
Wanna be together. This could be the clouds that she goes.
Oh, yeah.
Butterflies, let them flow. Another girl falls in love with the pretty eyes.
I actually really appreciate that this is just straight up spoken right here. I mean, it's like, you know, there's obviously like some swag to it, right? She's not just talking, but I love that like you just have Dua's accent and everything. Even at the beginning of this, when she counts it in, there's just a lot of personality in this. I feel like we're already, because I've heard the singles also, I feel like we're kind of like, this is gonna be our summer fucking album. Like I can feel it. It just has all of those elements, just that like upbeat kind of vibe.
The girl falls in love. Another girl. La, la. Is this my heaven? In the clouds there she goes. Butterflies, let them flow. Another girl falls.
Such a good way to kick off this record, in my opinion. I feel like with going with the theme of the idea that every relationship that you could possibly get into could be a forever one. But if you go out with sort of a negative mentality going into it, if you're going out kind of like unsure of what could happen, but kind of embracing the negative to it, you may never actually get a chance to give someone a chance to really be that person. And I think what Dua here is just saying, like, I'm going to try to be hopeful and positive as I go out and meet people, because I don't know when the next person I meet could be my forever person. So I love that. I love the style of the song. I love the upbeat kind of the tempo and cadence to it. Again, it gives me feelings of just like A perfect summer vibe. Okay, like I said, we've done Houdini and Training Season. Both of those have videos on my YouTube channel, so this is These Walls.
Maybe we should switch careers, blame it all on being wasted.
Oh, whoa, she sounds beautiful right there.
Blame it all
I
on
love this
being
note.
wasted.
Another one. Oh my god. Maybe I've like not appreciated like just how much I really do enjoy her voice, especially with a note like we're about to hear right here. If these walls could talk, they say give up. If these walls could talk, you know you're fucked. This is one of the things I love about pop music so much too, is like, you know, I mean, it's a little bit slower tempo, but it still is like, you know, kind of bouncy, right? You're kind of like bobbing your head and shaking, but that's sad as fuck. If these walls could talk, give up, you're fucked. Fuck. I think there's a lot of meanings to that too, because I think it's more so, it's more than just the relationship that you're in and what you go through, but I feel like oftentimes people will put a facade on for what their relationship is like when they're on the outside. But the idea of like being a fly on a wall, if these walls, if this house could tell the secrets of the demise of what our relationship really is, they would tell the truth, and the story would be, you're fucked. You guys need to break up. And that's just the reality, is like, that's why I can never like trust or believe anything from any of the photos I see of anybody ever together, because you never know. You never know the reality of what's really going on behind closed doors. And that's super sad, especially, you know, I'm thinking from Dua's perspective. Imagine being like, you know, this major celebrity and also having to go through these things, and like how difficult it would be to manage a relationship in the public eye. Oh God, I can't even imagine.
They tell us go and face your fears. It's getting worse the longer that we stay together.
Oh yeah, so many good bass runs.
Do we really mean it when we said forever? If these walls could talk, you hide this
Oh.
It's not supposed to hide this. They tell us to break up. You don't wanna go, don't wanna stop.
Oh, I'm so glad this bridge is coming in. I was just thinking to myself, the song seems kind of long because it didn't feel like we were changing from that spot. I love that we're dropping into a chord or into a bridge right here, and I already love the sound of it. Let's do it. It's like exactly the mix up I needed right there. Oh yeah.
But if these walls could talk,
Oh yeah.
it's not supposed to hide this much.
Oh.
If these walls could talk, they tell us to break up.
That she had me so confused in this song of feeling as if I was supposed to like, you know, be kind of like having a bop, but then also like feeling really sad at the idea of the failing relationship. But I love the lyrics to it because I feel like it's true that we lie to everyone around us. We also lie to ourselves. Even in this song, she says like, did we really mean it when we said forever? Like, if the inanimate objects in our life could just like tell everyone our deepest, darkest secrets, they would be able to tell the truth from the perspective of people that really aren't biased, right? Or things that aren't biased. And I feel like that's what's happening here, is at the end of the day, it's the secrets of our relationship, the truth of our relationship. We seem to not be able to see it, but if these walls could talk, they would be telling the ultimate truth, which is that we are fucked. It's time to move on. All right, the next track we're checking out is What You Doing. Ooh.
After midnight,
Oh.
me and my thoughts alone. Tells me though,
Ooh. Dude, she could literally do these bass heavy pop tracks forever. I love it so much.
Cause I'm no good. Are you worried that I might find something wrong? Cause I'm worried that I won't. 20 vision, please. Watch out that you might be. I wanna change me.
Oh, starting that over. My brain literally had to comprehend what was happening. I love that first note Dua hits. It was like instantly my brain's trying to analyze what's going on.
20 vision, please.
Like that aggressive almost.
What you doing to me?
She said, "What?"
What you doing to me, baby? My decisions got me headed for collision. What you doing to me, baby?
Oh,
What you do? But I can't shake control is my religion.
oh, I fucking love that switch up right there.
20 vision, please.
Let's go.
What you doing to
Oh,
me,
this is the fucking moment of the album right here. I'm sharing this one. So fucking catchy. What the fuck? I had to share that one just to make sure everybody goes and listens to it. I love that she just brings it back. Come on, just for that final time. This could have been a single too. I mean, literally every element of the song I fucking love. This is my summer banger right here. What You Doing is easily like, I'll be shocked if this doesn't end up being a single or getting a video or something. It is so well written, so well composed. There is so much fucking energy in this track. I am sweating from it. And judging from the lyrics, it sounds to me like somebody being sort of like somebody that like grabs your attention so much that you're willing to like let go of maybe like your own beliefs or like maybe your own like reserved feelings and stuff and just kind of like let loose and go on this like unknown adventure in this relationship. That's at least how this feels to me. It's somebody who's just making you realize that you don't actually understand anything and you're just going to let everything you know go and just go with the flow. That is the banger. And honestly, Dua sounds so cool in the chorus. I love that like heavier, almost like aggressive vocal that comes in, just like really like, you know, what you doing, but like really asking with like a lot of emotion. You can feel that. So fucking good. When I talk about how Dua just understands like the formula of writing catchy pop songs with amazing hooks. This is really great proof of that. All right, this is French Exit. My guitar is sick.
I don't wanna stay till the lights come on. I just can't relate to the words of this love song. What's it gonna take?
This has such a like an early 2000s like Pink kind of feel. I love it.
To write all the plans and romance. Someone's gotta be the last one standing. And I
You gotta bring that flute back.
leaving you stranded.
There it is.
I gotta hit the road. It hurt if I
Oh, and then it like catches itself. That's so sick.
go back, doesn't hurt if I don't say.
Villa à l'anglaise, French exit.
I know you're gonna say I should have stayed.
I mean, everyone should be better at a clean break than leaving doors open. I feel like I've tried the leave the door open situation and it always ends up like, I don't, maybe this is just me. Anytime it happened, it's been a long time, but I always just ended up, it was booty call. That's how it ended up. You leave the door open and then all that happens is like you hook up a lot, but then your heart just hurts. You know what I mean?
But right now I can't give you what you want. And that I'm leaving you stranded. But I got
Yeah, I gotta hit the road.
it's not a broken heart if I don't break it.
Woo!
Goodbye doesn't hurt if I don't say. You know I'm right.
I gotta find out what a French exit is. For those of you who don't know, a French exit is a departure from a location or event without informing others or without seeking approval. So essentially I'm just going to leave. I don't have to fucking ask anybody. I don't have to tell anybody. I'm just going to disappear.
Don't break it, go back then. Only way to go is a French exit.
C'est la seule solution.
I love this because Dua Lipa always does the YSL commercials. And so now that she's doing this part right here, I'm like, I can just picture her in that commercial.
French exit. French exit.
So I love this likening to, we know the definition of the French exit. So think about that in terms of a relationship. She's trying to say, it's not a broken heart if I don't break it. It's not goodbye if I don't say it. So if I don't actually have to sit here and actually do all these things and I can just disappear, then it's the easiest way to save face for all of this. And I think it just goes to say that, like, it's so hard to get out of a relationship. It's so hard to break someone else's heart. It's so hard to be that one. And so you don't want to be that one. You don't want to be the one that hurts somebody, but you're also sick of either being hurt or just being in a relationship that you're not happy. And so the easiest way to do it is to just disappear. I love the style of this. It has a sort of like dark kind of feel to it. While at the same time, Dua just brings life to that chorus that already has such a cool, like, I don't know, the transition from the verse to the chorus has some really cool timing. I'm sure when I listen to it a couple more times, I'll like understand whatever it is that's pulling me to that. But I love that. And then I just feel like her delivery on that chorus is incredible. And again, it's a song, it's sad. It's like if you're in that partner relationship where you just feel like disappearing would be the thing that was easier for everybody. That's really fucking sad. All right, this is Falling Forever. Well, I'm obviously going to do that again. Fuck. I have definitely not realized how much like talent vocally Dua has. Like, what the fuck? All over this record so far. I'm fucking obsessed with this.
Are you good at holding on? I know the mind is creeping now, yeah. All I want, they say you got it, then it's gone. I didn't that you give me carry over.
Again, going back to that radical optimism, especially since we did have a couple sad songs. I feel like in this, it's the exact same thing. Going right back to that radical optimism in this entire line right here.
Now, yeah, all feelings that you give me carry over till tomorrow.
Woo!
And beyond. Can it just keep getting better?
Fuck.
Can we keep falling forever?
Sing it. That run is so good. Oh, and that little bit of rasp right there. Yes. Oh, she could do that raspy voice forever. Like literally forever. Forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever.
Something to remember. Eternity's impossible to measure. But it feels right. Baby, I'm yours to keep.
Damn, that whole layered section right here. So you got like a harmony, and I think the harmony even has like, there's some effects, but I think there's also a pad under that too, like a synthesizer pad. Sounds really cool. Listen to this again.
Falling deep.
Fuck. It sounds so epic.
Can it just keep getting better? Can we say like this together?
Damn.
Can we keep falling forever?
Dude.
Till tomorrow and beyond.
Dude, I cannot wait to see what songs they end up choosing to like keep promoting this album with, because there's so many potential singles we've already heard. It gets better every time. Woo!
Can it just keep
Damn. We make solid use of the fade outs. We make solid use. Also, again, you know, it's talking about that radical optimism. Can we keep falling in love forever? Can we keep falling for each other? You know, those beautiful moments when you meet somebody and you're falling in love for the first time and how fucking incredible that feels, and you're learning about somebody and all those things feel so great, right? And like, ideally, if you're in this like amazing relationship or a relationship that's got longevity, you're kind of always getting those feelings. You're kind of always reigniting it some way, whether you're trying to, you know, constantly date or travel, whatever things you can do to keep that flame burn. Because like she says, I don't believe that every flame has to go cold, and that's true. I think that sometimes relationships are not meant to be, and that's okay. But I also think that sometimes relationships are meant to be, and maybe sometimes people aren't willing to work on that flame. Not that you have to be in a relationship where you always have to work on it. That would be so exhausting. But you know, you want to keep the flame lit, and it does take effort. Two people scrolling on their cell phones all the time is probably not going to build that flame. All right, this regardless of what I said about the rest of the vocals that I've already heard and love, this has taken my love for Dua's vocals and just, one, made it very clear to me she's an amazing singer, but two, now I like want to hear more and more of this, especially that raspy sound. Damn, that was good. All right, anything for love.
One more time. Make me cry again.
I'm sitting in the middle of all of you. This is so intense.
Well, Danny eats salted licorice. Okay, alright. Let's do it.
I really love stuff like that. I say this all the time, but in case you're new to this channel, you know, sometimes these artists seem so much larger than life, right? Like unreachable. They are just, they're so fucking famous, right? But like the personality of just doing little things like that and leaving those in the recordings humanizes the album to the point that yes, it's going to be a commercial success. It's going to make a ton of money, but it also just feels fucking real. Sometimes that commercial side of things can make pop music and artists and stuff seem like it's not real, but it is. We just see these numbers and money and fame and success. You don't always see that because the record comes out sounding so perfect. But again, little moments like that really matter.
Put it down.
up so easily.
Mm.
I want a love that's set on keeping me. When it hurts, we don't even think to cut it off.
Oof. That's exactly what I was saying about the in Falling Forever. I mean, she was putting that out there. Like, I don't want a flame that's gonna go out. I want someone who's gonna want to like put the effort into me. Like, they were gonna want this relationship and want to like put the work in.
And I'm not interested. Remember when we used to do anything for love?
Oh,
We're all so scared of forever, and no one promises always. We're not anything
Oh.
for love.
I'm so annoying. So like every time I pause a song, I think to myself, like, do I really need to be talking right now? But like in Falling Forever, I did that by saying like, you know, you have to put the effort in. And I'm so glad I did, because it's almost like I prefaced this song. That's exactly what she's saying. Like, you have to put some effort in. People would be willing to fight for their relationship when they were in love. But these days it does feel like it's quicker to just move on to the next person than it is to put any real effort into something.
Many options. Remember when we used to do anything for love? But I'm not interested in love. We used to do anything for love.
Again, love the personality. I actually wish the song was a little bit longer because you know, with the intro and the outro, it doesn't leave a lot of meat in this sandwich, which is actually kind of a bummer because I really like the idea of the song. I like where she's going with this, and I like it coming right after Falling Forever because it's a seamless transition into that song. You know, even though I feel like, especially when it comes to like Dua Lipa, yes, this is going to be a very shuffleable album because she makes songs that stand alone and that work together. But there is a cohesiveness going on here. But those two songs back to back, I think it's a really great thing because Falling Forever really shows the kind of love that she's kind of like built up in what she wants. And then Anything for Love is just kind of the reality of what relationships are like these days. All right, this is Maria.
Is the deepest, yeah. Says he'll never leave, he means it too, yeah. Ooh,
Maybe it's just because, again, she understands the assignment. Every song sounds like a single to me. Is it just because it's just being written by somebody who fucking gets it? Like an artist who can perform something that just gets it. I feel like with every track, you know that it can sit on the album or it can be a standout. So why not make a bunch of standouts and just see what happens? That's what this feels like.
to you. He was, ooh, I owe it to you. Ooh, I owe it to you. But I feel ya.
Ooh.
When we're alone, even when I'm there in his eyes, I know you're somewhere in.
Wait, is this sounds to me like Dua is in a relationship with somebody who is still thinking about the person they were with. Maybe they broke up, maybe that person died or something. But so it's like, even though you're not together anymore, you're on his mind, you're in his heart, you are him. Like all the things he does, the mannerisms he does, all this stuff is stuff he got from you. I mean, that's kind of what happens. The longer you're with somebody, you kind of grow into them.
His heart, when love comes young, you take it, ooh, no. Ooh, I owe it to you. Deepest effect always comes from a cause. I'm better too from the ones that I've lost. Now he is everything.
I'm better too from the ones that I've lost. So I don't think it's so much maybe that he's in love with this person so much as the relationship that he was in, sort of like, it's all the lessons that you learn. It's why it's really important to date sometimes. You learn what you like, what you don't like, but you also learn how to be a good partner, how to do, like what to do and what not to do. And so then you end up in the next relationship and you're better than the one that you were in. So you're set up kind of for the next relationship.
Ever want. I wanna thank you for all that
Yeah.
you've done, oh Maria. His heart, I know you're somewhere.
Love that voice crack right there.
His heart.
Yes.
The lovers that make you change, Maria, 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 Maria.
Woo! I gotta do that part again. That was cool.
Make you change, Maria, Maria, Maria. But I'm here in his eyes. I know you're somewhere in his heart. Oh, Maria, somewhere in his heart.
Yeah, it kind of feels to me like a positive song at the end. It feels like, I mean, the idea, it's not always a bad thing that somebody has past relationships. I think that if you want somebody who, I mean, ideally somebody who has learned their lessons in relationships, don't worry, there's plenty of people you're going to run into that never learned their lesson from any relationship because they've never done anything wrong ever. Duh. But I feel like this is just something that happens where you're gonna date people, you're gonna learn, you're gonna get in a relationship, and you are gonna be the version of yourself that that person loves because of the things you went through. So I think it's important to never have shame for your past dating history, but also to remember that like every relationship you went through wasn't a waste, because if it failed, it was just another lesson. So you turn that fail into a win the next time that you do date. And I promise that really does actually work the longer that you do that. I love the acoustic driven side of this song very much. At the same time, I think that chorus, again, there is something to be said about whatever Dua has done with her soul for us to be able to get these amazing fucking hooks every single time. Songs that are just album cuts, like deep cuts, they may never be a single. Every single song has so much effort put into those choruses, and I love that because that is the kind of artist that I feel like Dua is. She's somebody who brings the energy. She brings the vibe to life. Even if you're going to be sad, you're going to fucking dance and have a good time doing it too. Love that. This is Happy for You.
Couldn't believe it. Had to ask myself why. I must have loved you more than I ever knew. Everything you deserve. I must have loved you more than I ever knew. I'm happy for you. And looking back now, I hope you see it.
That's such like a major thing to feel. So basically saying like, we had this relationship, it fell apart, and now I see you with somebody else and I'm crying, but I'm crying because I'm happy for you. And the amount of like love that I must have really had for you to have this overwhelming feeling of happiness for you shows that just because we didn't work out in this relationship doesn't mean that I didn't have true love for you. And I really am just happy to see you living your life and thriving. I think that's a really big thing. It's also very hard to get to that place in relationships. I don't know. It's once you get there, that's when you know that. Well, one, like, I don't know how often you really get there to the point that like when you see your ex, you're like stoked for them. But I think it does happen the longer that time goes on, as long as you're amicable, right? But two, just being able to like love somebody so deeply that you can actually experience true happiness for them. That's really beautiful.
'Cause I'm happy for you.
Oh, I love that gate right there. Such a rich, full sound. This is such a great moment on this album. Yes. I love a song that you can learn the words to kind of quick. Again, make proper use of those fade outs. Keep the vibe high. Yo, honestly, this record for me really made me realize just how much I love Dua's music. I didn't realize, I mean, she makes absolute solid pop bangers and they're catchy, and I find myself listening to them over and over again for that reason. They get stuck in your head. It's just like the perfect algorithm for pop music, and at least for me, my brain waves just happen to love those sound waves. So I'm all about it, but I'm seeing it from a whole different perspective. One, I think the biggest thing on this record that I'm noticing, those vocals. I mean, I'm a huge fan of that raspy sound she does. I really love how she really amplifies things in the chorus. I think that in pop music like this, when you're gonna really focus on like building up a song in those verses and then just going nuts in the chorus, you got to be able to have the vocals to back it up, because your vocals end up carrying the song throughout those choruses. And I love Dua's vocals for this. It is such the perfect sound. She sings in a really cool range. It's like a little bit lower, though she can go higher, but because it's a little bit lower, it delivers that emotion in a cool way, which is another thing that was really interesting, is that I feel like these songs actually have a lot of substance to them. Whereas before, I don't know that I've always paid so much attention to the lyrics when like I'm listening to Dua. Sometimes I'm just fucking dancing, sometimes just jamming. But I really love sitting here and actually diving into these songs, because you can tell that she has gone through a lot in the 4 years since Future Nostalgia. Obviously, not only just growing up and the world being the way that it is, but I know she went through a breakup too. And I think there's a lot of self-discovery that comes from those moments. And I can hear that throughout this record. And one thing that's really cool, though, is while addressing those things and, feeling that sadness, but at the same time dancing and having a good time, I think she does a really great job of seeing the bright side of it, that radical optimism, which is being like ridiculously, like aggressively positive, trying to be the most optimistic you can in every situation that you can. I have, coined myself Positive Steven, and it's not because I'm always positive. It's not because I don't have bad days, but like I learned early on when I was going through some really like shitty stuff that it was actually easier to be depressed and like sad about it and like just let myself fall into that. And I would just use being depressed as my excuse for never doing anything. And then like now I'm still depressed, but now I try to see the bright side in every single thing that I can, because it for whatever reason, it feels so much better. It makes your outlook on like everything is just a little bit brighter. And I love that she's seeing that, because putting that glimmer on everything makes you feel hopeful. She says at one point in this album, there's got to be more to life than just what's in between. And I think that's so true, because we have the ability to kind of control that dash. I always talk about living your dash, which is like you're born, there's a dash, and then you died. And like that's all people see, but that dash is everything. That dash is literally like your entire life, everything you did, every emotion you ever had, your entire legacy lives within that little fucking hyphen, or not hyphen, but the little fucking dash thing, right? And like I don't know, I just feel like there's more to life than just having the definition of that dash. So while you're here, you should try to experience things and love them and enjoy them and appreciate them and try to see the good in them in any way that you can. And I think that that's something that Dua really captured on this record. So even though we talked about, past relationships, and even when we talked about moving on and all that stuff, she had such a good way of looking at those situations from a positive light and trying to learn something from it. And that is something big you can get from self-discovery. I feel like every one of these songs in a way could potentially be a single. And I think that is a really big thing when you're putting out a record. It's hard to make, 11 songs that are catchy as fuck, yet we got it right here. Say that one thing I was hoping for more, I would say maybe like Anything for Love. I would have loved to have had more of a song for that. I love the moment. I love this piano ballad and it's fucking sick, but it was such a good track, and I love the idea for the lyrics that I would have loved to see that song flourish into a little bit more, maybe even have its own kind of like fade moment into like a cool bridge thing like we heard on some of the tracks here. That's the only thing I feel like I would have changed on this record, because otherwise the singles that were chosen were great. The energy on this album is amazing. It's coming out at the perfect time. It's road trip season for your boy. I'm about to be traveling everywhere, and you already know that when that happens, I need good summertime, roll the windows down, scream the lyrics out, fucking bangers. And that's what I have with this. This gives me those feelings of putting the windows down, remembering that life is fucking beautiful, and enjoying those moments while I take it in. And I feel like Radical Optimism is giving me that, and I'm fucking excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I didn't realize I've done a album reaction to Future Nostalgia, but this was before I was doing album listening parties. So this is like the first Dua Lipa project where like I'm doing the album reaction and I'm doing an uncut listening party for Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, it's my first Dua Lipa album over there. Links in the description. There's a whole bunch more over there too. And I'm going to be doing her self-titled record as well, because I've never listened to that. I've obviously heard some of the songs on it because that record's been out for a while, but I've never actually just sat down and listened to that album. So we're going to do an album reaction to that as well. But you guys have to let me know some stuff in the comment section. 1, are you guys stoked about that? 2, what are your 3 favorite songs on this? I can't even pick yet because I feel like I have to already go back and listen again, which is exactly what I'm about to do, because when I edit these videos, I listen to the record again. So I'm excited about that, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Let me know how you guys are feeling about all this. I will see you in the next one. Peace.